Okay, guys, this is going to be my review of Glass. So, full disclosure, I did not see Split. I didn't really want to see Split, so I jumped straight to Glass. And I definitely think the experience probably would have been a little bit better probably if I seen Glass, because I didn't really know who. I'm just to assume the Cassie character was in Split, and obviously, um, the James McAvoy Split character, whatever, obviously isn't Split. So I didn't really know that character coming into this film, but I had known that film came out. And so I guess my review will be in an interesting context because what do you like when you skip that middle chapter of the three chapters that make up Unbreakable, Split, Glass? I mean, I think you wouldn't have liked this. I probably wouldn't have liked this film that much either way, because there's just too many characters, too many plot lines, in too little, in not enough time. This film is 2 hours 9 minutes, but it feels like 30 minutes shorter, because throughout the middle film, David Dunn, Bruce Willis's character, is not in it. He's completely absent, and it's funny because it's just odd where it's each character is not in a lot. It's like you have so many characters. You have the Cassie character, you have Joseph, you have David Dunn, you have Elijah, you have Patricia and Kevin, whatever, all the Split character, and you have all these characters, and you have and then you have the psychiatrist, and you got Elijah's mom, and they try to give motivation to all these characters, and it just doesn't work because it's okay, you jump from one scene with Joseph and one scene to Cassie. And I didn't know Joseph and Cassie's real role in this film until the last act, and it just felt rushed because because again, I feel like this film has too many characters, too many plot lines, and too little time. Because this film is, for the most part, primarily set in one location, the asylum, right? But yet there's so many jumping around between. Okay, we need to do a scene with all the different Split personalities, and I think, yes, I will admit, James McAvoy as these different personalities, it's actually pretty good, And now we have to do a scene with Mr. Glass. Oh, but now we have to do a scene with David Dunn. Oh, but now we have to do a scene of Cassie in the comic book store. Now we have to do a scene with Joseph, and then back to the psychiatrist, and now we have to do a scene with Elijah breaking. And it was just so mumbled together, and it just felt like the last 30 minutes of this movie just felt completely rushed. Because they break out, then they have this whole fight, and then they kill all three characters. And I'm just thinking, that was the strangest thing of all. Okay, we're gonna have this big final fight, and they just kill all of these characters, but they rush over the deaths of all three characters. It's okay, we're gonna kill the Split guy. Split guy just dies, and they don't even make a big deal of it because they have to kill off two more characters. Then they kill off, they have to kill off, and then they do all these. There's just too many twists. Again, there's another twist about, guess what, guys? He was also, I think the twist about, Kevin's father being on the same train as David Dunn was actually kind of a cool twist. But then just glance over that, just like they glance. That's the theme, glancing over different big twists and turns and moments and reveals, because they just need to get to the next moment, twist, turn, reveal. You know what I mean? They kill Kevin, but we can't really focus on that because they have to kill Elijah. But we can't focus on that because we have to kill David Dunn, and we can't focus on Kevin's father being killed on the train accident that David Dunn was in. But we can't focus on that because we have to have this whole scene with Casey and Kevin, and it was just all rushed. I think that's another thing. It's you get this film that I'm okay if you have a bunch of moving pieces with this film and all these characters. The characters and the plotline aren't the issue. It's just that if you want to hit each beat, there has to be more to it than that. And I think some of that is an issue. Because I think when you don't have that proper development, I didn't care personally, for me, the Casey and Kevin relationship. And yes, I probably would have more. I care more about the Joseph and David Dunn relationship, but I feel like that's only because I haven't seen Split. Just assuming Casey was in Split. But, so I think that's another big problem. And then, like, the last 10 minutes of, like I was saying, the last 10 minutes of this movie is also pretty weird. So they kill off all these characters, and then they have this 10-minute, again, another reveal. Guess what, guys? The plan was a suicide mission. This whole time they knew they were going to die. Well, guess what? There was no hints, no clues to know that their plan was to get killed. I mean, it was just, I don't know. Like, you really thought you were going to get killed. What are the chances that you would genuinely be killed? You don't know that. You don't know what could have happened. What if David doesn't chase you? You're just going to sit there and not... So just the plan didn't make sense. It was all luck in this plan. And I guess luck is part of it. But when that's literally your plan, is basing on... I'm fine if it bases on luck. But if the percentages were high. In this case, yes, the percentages were high. He was tempting David Dunn to take him out. So I'll give them a pass on that. But, I mean, it was just a very huge plan. But I think to kind of add in a more, in a bigger way to add to that. Again, then they have the stuff with, like, you have Casey, you have Elijah's mom, and you have Joseph, and then, like, there's this shot of all three of them sitting on a bench, and we're supposed to care about them, but they probably have, like, 2 scenes each. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care about that girl, I don't care about the mom, I don't care about Joseph. I mean, I care about Joseph and the mom, but again, like I said, the development was not there. For Casey, they just like, we have to shoehorn in the supporting characters from each of these 3 films. Pluck, pluck, pluck. And I think it is disappointing because, I mean, I really love the characters in Unbreakable. And I love, James McAvoy, and I think there's potential with the Casey character, and, the Elsie character, what's the character's name? The psychiatrist, Ellie Staple. There's potential, and I think it was just if you maybe added 20 more minutes, because I think the final act had so many things going on with that. I think if you added 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, you could have 5 full minutes with the David Dunn death, with the Kevin death. Then you could have maybe a couple more minutes added to the reveal about Kevin and being on Kevin's father being on the same train as David Dunn when the explosion happened, and more about elaborate more on each, again, Elijah's death and David Dunn's death, and more of you don't need more of the fight. I'm just saying more of these different reveals, moral depth about Elijah's plan. The only thing, but we only got this idea of he took the files, he knew he was gonna die, and he went down a more guarded path. That was it. So I mean, I don't know. The more, if you could add 25 minutes to this film to really genuinely elaborate on some of these twists and turns that you get mere hints at. Maybe more scenes of David Dunn and the psychiatrist's place and all this stuff. I think there is potential and a necessity to add more to that. So I think it was a disappointment overall coming from Unbreakable that I really enjoyed. But yeah, it's not a terrible film. I thought it was good and decent, but compared to Unbreakable, which I really did like, it is a step down. Stay tuned for our videos coming at you.